Thank you very much, Mr. Borg, for accepting this invitation, and welcome back to the Dominican Republic.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Tell me about your life now out of tennis.
My life, I have a good life. I'm very happy. I have a great family with my wife Patricia and my son Leo and my oldest son Robin. We live in Stockholm, Sweden. I'm involved a lot with tennis because I'm an ambassador for Fila and Rolex.
Okay.
And then I'm captain for Laver Cup for my team, Team Europe, who is a big responsibility for me. And then we travel to different tournaments like the French Open, Wimbledon, and other tournaments. So I keep myself very busy with tennis, and I love it. I like to stay involved. Leo, who's playing good tennis, he has a motivation. He has a big heart for tennis. But you know, me and my wife, we travel to him sometimes, but he has his own team, coaches and everything. But so I'm happy, and like here, first time I'm in Dominican Republic. We have a great time. People taking care of us. People are very nice. The facility here, it's unbelievable. It's very impressive to be in Caribbean. It has to be probably one of the nicest facilities. So no, we're very happy.
You were a great player in 70s, 80s, but you retired so young the first time.
I retired when I was 26 years old, and I think I lost my, I don't think, but I lost my motivation. Okay. I did not enjoy it. If you're involved with tennis, if you want to be the best tennis player in the world, you need to have a big heart and motivation, because it's a hard work, not only the tennis court, even outside the tennis court, you have to work a lot. So, but I lost my motivation, and I was very young, and I have no regrets. But I think I could have won maybe more Grand Slam tournaments, more tournaments. But at that particular point, it was not important for me. I just wanted to step away from tennis, and I have no regrets.
Do you think it's common, maybe lost that motivation in young champions? I mean, for example, Naomi Osaka a couple of years ago won US Open in Australia, and after that she lost maybe the path. But it's common that?
I think the important today, that they have, how are you going to explain this? They have not security, but they are more private. My time, I could not be a private person. Okay. If I stayed in a hotel, everyone was there. If I went to a restaurant, everyone was there.
Like a rock superstar.
A little bit like this. But today they have more privacy in that kind of way. And I think if I had that in my time, I probably would have played many more years in tennis.
Okay. For that reason, we don't have young champions as before, because you were young when you had your first Grand Slam. The same happened with Becker or Chang.
Right.
But now it's not so common to see those players so young.
That's because of how the tennis is being played today. It's the tennis, how these juniors, this is a great junior tournament. With the organization, they do a great job, and a lot of juniors coming all over the world, and they're doing a really good job. But how they play today, they hit the ball harder. It's a different tennis, and that's why I think in the future you cannot win a Grand Slam before you are 20. You cannot, because of how you built with the physical body and all these things. So I think it's very, very difficult. So that's why you see a lot of players, when they are 23, 24, 25, they're starting to play good tennis.
Yes.
But that's how tennis is today, and you're never going to see some young players in the teenage. They're not going to win a Grand Slam tournament.
Okay. If you have to establish three aspects of your tennis in the 70s and 80s, differs than this tennis we have currently, what would be?
I think we were very professional. I'm talking about myself, but you have to practice, play, sleep, eat, and all those things. But today tennis is it's a big sport in the world, one of the biggest sports in the world. And you have Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, and even Murray, who's been doing a lot of good things for tennis to promote the sport, and that's very, very important. So I think the heart is very important to be able to continue your journey to be a great tennis player. I mean, all these kids playing here, I mean, they're very good players, but they are on a journey, and they hope or they want to be the best player in the world. And that journey is a long, long way to go, but you have motivation and a big heart.
And some capacity to play against the stress, maybe mentally be strong.
Stress, I'm just thinking about my son Leo. I mean, of course he feels a bit stressed because I was a good tennis player, so he can feel the pressure sometimes, but he handled that pressure very, very, very well. But I mean, all these players want to be the best in the world. They want to be the #1 player in the world, and everybody's not going to succeed. So I mean, everybody's trying, and you know, to see this tournament here, it's great for the young players. It's very good, and I mean, I'm not only saying to my son Leo, but to all the players, like, continue and try, and then see what's happened.
Beyond the abilities to be a great champion, do you need a special maybe training mentally?
I think you need, like I said, motivation and a big heart, and want to be. Because you have to spend a lot of time on the tennis court, you have to spend a lot of time outside the court. It's a hard work, and the journey is very long, very, very long. But if you have that, and you have the hope and the mentality, you should continue to try to go on this journey, to become maybe not the best tennis player in the world, but become a great player in the world.
Tell me about Leo. Leo is playing tennis because his father played tennis once, or he find his own motivation to play?
No, Leo, he started very young when he wanted to become a tennis player. In the beginning, he didn't realize how difficult it was, but he wanted to play tennis, and his journey is beginning, and I mean, he's doing really well. He's a very good junior tennis player, and it's very difficult to speak about him. I mean, you have to talk to him about his life and his tennis, but he's on the right journey, and he likes the whole situation. He likes to travel, he likes to play tournaments, he likes to play against different players all over the world, and the hard work, he practices. So he is on the right way, but then you never know what's going to happen in the future. But yes. And the mentality, he has a good mentality. It's very good.
And how do you handle to be Björn Borg, who has a son playing tennis, because he has his own coach, but are you involved in his development?
I think that me and my wife, we support him.
Okay.
We are behind him as parents, but I don't want to interfere, like,
okay,
to tell him what to do and not to do. He has his team and everything, but sometimes, like here, we like to come and see him play. I love to do that, but he has his team. He's thinking what he's going to do and not to do, which tournament he's going to play or not to play.
Okay.
But we are good parents, supporting and helping him, and that's very important.
Just like advisor?
Advisor, no, as parents.
Okay.
As parents, okay. Exactly.
How accurate is the movie Borg McEnroe about you?
Too bad. The movie Björn McEnroe they did not involve us in the movie.
Okay.
So there was, if you see the movie, if you saw the movie, I never laugh in the movie. That's because I can laugh sometimes. Yes. But if they had involved me and John, I think it would be a completely different movie.
Okay.
So I mean, some things was true, some things was not true, but it was okay.
Okay, it was based in some article maybe, or something like that.
I think they took from media, television, but it would be more fun for me and John to be involved because they could have more stories.
Okay.
Because we have a lot of stories, me and John.
Okay. I was watching the documentary film a couple of days ago on Netflix about Guillermo Vilas.
Yes.
And his fight to be recognized as number one in the world by ATP maybe 40 years later.
Right.
You said, I think he deserved it, but do you think he will be really recognized as number one?
Well, he definitely deserved to be number one because he had few years, he played really good tennis, and Guillermo was tough to beat, especially on the clay court.
Yes, definitely.
So he definitely deserved that. Others think it's too bad because he cannot say that I was number one, because, but he should have been, because he was one of the great tennis players in the world during many years, and he's very not only that, but he's a good friend of mine too. So Guillermo, I love Guillermo, and it's too bad it didn't happen, but I think hopefully deep inside him, Guillermo, he think that I was number one.
Okay.
I hope so.
Before we conclude, I would like you to send a message to all junior players, but not the calm message. From your point of view, what is the path to be great champions in tennis?
So the path is you need some team behind you. You need, like I said before, a big heart and motivation, and the journey to come to be a good tennis player. It's a long journey and a hard work. Yeah, I mean, so much hard work, and the competition today. Just look at this, juniors. There's so many players, and even on the ATP circuit, it's so many great players. So, but don't lose your hope. Don't lose your mentality. Keep going if you like it. Keep going and try as long as you can, because it might give results, or at least. I think the important thing is at least you tried. You have no regrets coming back and say, I didn't do this. But if you do all these things, and I just say, best of luck, good luck, because it's a great tennis is a great sport.
Thank you very much, Mr. Borg, for your time. It is a real pleasure to have you here.
Thank you very much.